Okay, so today we're playing another Vintage League. We're playing Oops again. I played this, I think, a couple months ago on the channel. This is basically the same list. I think I fiddled with the sideboard a little bit, but otherwise the same. A little different than normal Oops, but the core is the same. So we've got Balustrade Spy and Undercity Informer, which you play them, you target yourself, you mill your whole deck. You got no lands in your deck, so you just mill your whole deck. That triggers the Narcomoebas to come into play. You can use a Cabal Therapy from the graveyard flashback then if you need to. And then you cast a Dread Return with its flashback, sacking the Narcos to get Thassa's Oracle to win. Alternatively, you can win with Goblin Charbelcher. Again, you've got no lands in your deck, so that will just kill them and gets around graveyard hate, like even main deck stuff like Deathrite Shaman, which you can find off of Beseech the Mirror. Beseech the Mirror can also grab you Yawgmoth's Will to win with Tendrils lines, right? So that's kind of the core of the deck, and then you've got things like Boggart Trawler and Agadeem's Awakening and Fell the Profane, which are lands, but you can play them as lands on the back, but aren't actually lands, so let you just not have any lands in your deck, which is what we want. Why are we playing this deck? Okay. So the top deck in the meta right now is Lurrus, but specifically Stock Up. And you can play Stock Up with Lurrus, you can play Stock Up without Lurrus. So there's Lurrus PO Stock Up, Lurrus Breach Stock Up. You can play Stock Up now in Jewel. I think last week that won a challenge. Other people are playing that now. Jewel was dropped off the radar for a while, but Stock Up brought it back. You can play Stock Up with the Stifle Knot, that's been doing pretty well. You can even play Stock Up in just Lurrus Control, that's done well somewhat. You can play Stock Up in a lot of decks. If you watch this channel, you're aware that I don't really like playing whatever the best thing out there is. So I have played Stock Up on this channel a few times, but now that it's everywhere, and there's a card I would personally like to see restricted just because of its prevalence. I'm not playing it. So if you're not going to play Stock Up, what can you do? So one of the strategies you can do here is to just win very quickly, or effectively win very quickly. Stock Up's a 3-mana sorcery. So in your hand on the draw, it does nothing, and on the turn 1 on the play, you do need either a Mana Crypt or multiple Mox in to be able to actually cast it on turn 1. So it's the deck like Oops here, where you're trying to win turn 1, you can just race Stock Up and Lurrus as well before they become relevant cards. Stock Up's not helpful unless you get to actually cast it and accrue an advantage here, so you can race it. The other strategy that can kind of work is shops. You can kind of prison them out. Stock Up is a 3-mana sorcery, so if they're on the draw and you just go turn 1 Sphere or turn 1 Null Rod, and you follow that up with more prison pieces like Wasteland, Strip Mine, a second Sphere, or the other one if you played a Sphere, play Null Rod or vice versa. This can really hinder your opponent's ability to actually play out their stuff. So that's actually doing pretty well right now as kind of a counter there. You're just trying to slam Null Rod. You can also play like Collector Oof, so if you're playing like Lurrus Deathrite Shaman, you do want to play Lurrus, I think, but if you're playing Lurrus Deathrite Shaman, Collector Oof, kind of small bug, you can play Force of Will, Force of Negation, some amounts of Force of Vigors, and Collector Oof or something like that. That's another way of going about that. But if you don't want to play a Null Rod deck, you don't have a lot of choices as far as I can tell. So we're going to try Oops as I think an interesting way of just trying to race. There's probably other Storm decks you could play here. Like this is a Storm deck obviously, but like you can probably build some sort of a very fast vintage Storm deck right now that just aims to win quickly. Like Jewel plays 4 Force of Will and that's it for protection main deck. The Unlucky Monkey PO deck, as far as protection on the stack, it's just 4 Force of Will. They play 2 swords and 2 Flame of Inors as well, and this is the blue, white, black, red Unlucky Monkey PO Lurrus deck that's doing really well. So they've got like board control elements in there, but if you just kind of jam a combo at them that with some protection on it, there's a good chance that you can win that way, especially game 1. They will board in a little bit more game 2, but I think it's still a reasonable strategy. So if you want to play some sort of like a very fast combo deck in Vintage right now, I think that's probably pretty reasonable. But again, you're still probably playing a bunch of artifacts at that point. So you're probably pretty soft to the jam early Null Rod type decks. It's a little interesting, but like if you can play some sort of, not really sure how this would exist, but maybe some sort of like Ritual Storm but low artifact combo deck, maybe that could work. I don't know, and doesn't really exist right now, so just kind of spitballing here if anyone has ideas for something like that that might work. But anyway, we are going to try Oops today and just try and jam into some of the really grindy decks out there. The issue with Stock Up is you combine Stock Up with Lurrus, and Lurrus is a really great card advantage engine, and so is Stock Up. And you end up with these decks like Unlucky Monkey Lurrus PO that can be pretty fast, are very resilient, and are extremely good at grinding. And that means that if you're trying to play like an interactive longer game, it's really hard to play an interactive longer game with that kind of a strategy unless you're playing something that's very similar to it. Just because Stock Up's so good at what it does, and so is Lurrus. So you kind of have to stop them from playing the game at all, or just win quickly. You can also play bizarre decks like Dredge. You can kind of disrupt them a bit while winning. Just because kind of like a tempo play against that deck. They don't play a ton of graveyard hate. And then you can also play Counterbind, but I don't think Counterbind's a good idea because Esper Lurrus Control and Blue-Black Lurrus Control are still top decks in the meta, and they just destroy Counterbind. It's like a 24% win rate the last time I checked. I did check when somebody asked about it in the Vintage Discord just out of curiosity. So like while Counterbind does have a positive matchup against the Lurrus PO decks, I think you're just too big of a dog into other top players for it to be a serious consideration. Like obviously you can play it and you can spike a tournament and you can do well in a league, but I don't think it's super well positioned. I think Dredge is well positioned though, or at least of the bizarre decks, it's the well positioned one. Like you can do quite well with that deck, but some of it's just the internal variance of the deck and kind of can get you. Anyway, we're going to give this a whirl. I'm looking forward to the Final Fantasy cards, so I'm kind of just treading water until then. I'll do a video next week. Probably just one a week right now for Vintage until we get the Final Fantasy cards. Then I might go back to 2 Vintage a week. So if you got any Final Fantasy cards you're interested in seeing in action, let me know in the comments down below. I'm going to start skimming it myself and look for ideas. I'll probably post some YouTube shorts about cards I'm interested in, like I did for the Tarkir Dragonstorm set. That could be fun. Yeah, anyway, let's get into this. I'll see you in round 1. Alright, here we go. Yes. Do they have a Lurrus? They do. Okay, we can keep that. Probably should not have F6 there, because if they had a... Not sure why they would have a Force of Vigor, but if they did, we could have packed it. Then in response to the pact on our turn, we can win. So we can use our packs here, if we have to. We did not have to. Alright, let's try our sideboard plan here. Looks like our sideboard mapping is not perfect. We can keep in maybe 2 of these as kind of just a decoy. This one flies, right? Sure. Second thought, how do we actually cast the Tinker if we take out all of our blue cards? That doesn't seem very thought out. Sure. Okay, this is probably a more controlling version. Yep. Oh boy. Alright, let's undo all of this. Um, oh, the Saga. Almost forgot the Saga. That would have been disastrous. Okay. Yeah, we will play. Alright, that got a force. We're 1 mana short being able to beseech right away, so we gotta let that go. Okay. Now we're going to go for the win again. Balustrade Spy. Probably should have just got the Belcher. We have 3 mana, that was dumb. In retrospect. And we got there. Alright, good game. Alright, here we go. I think we can mulligan this one. Turn 2. That was 0 protection and just not good enough, I don't think. That's pretty bad too. 2 Narcomoebas in both of our openers there. And Tendrils in this one. We go to 5. The Sapphire's killing me. Still 2 Narcomoebas. No initial black mana. 4. Keep. 1. 2. 3. This could be over very quickly. Shit. Okay. So that's a problem. We can chuck the Ruby into the Abyss, just go for Dark Ritual, Undercity Informer. That loses. They can Wasteland up, then any Mana Source wins. They can Anointed Peacekeeper. We can just do nothing. It's a really good Chancellor. Thing is, if we play the Profane Tutor and then use it to pay for the Ruby, they know what's up. They know we play the Profane Tutor at all this turn, we're in trouble. But if they just play an Archon, I think we just jam the Undercity Informer. Okay. No. Play. now we just see what they do. So this definitely loses to like quite a few things, but Archon of Emeria is not one of them. They got 7, so we're probably just chips there. Anointed Peacekeeper beats us. They didn't wasteland us. They're not jamming a Peacekeeper, so they probably don't have one. Clarion Conqueror doesn't do anything. Anointed Peacekeeper doesn't do anything. White Plume, Dungeoneer don't do anything. They haven't jammed a removal spell or an Anointed Peacekeeper. That does something. That's a problem. Crap. Yeah, that beats us. We cannot flash back our... Not sure why they didn't just slam that right away. Alright, well, I assume they're not going to crack their bauble here, so we're just going to give it to them. I think we just submit right back. Yeah, it was a brutal Vexen bauble there, and it was a brutal Chancellor. Without the Chancellor, we win on our turn. We have exactly enough mana and everything to win. And then the Vexen bauble on their turn was brutal. The bauble, Wasteland would have bought them a turn to, you know, where we dig, while we dig for another mana source, potentially a turn if we don't find another land. Peacekeeper and Vexen bauble, though, were brutal, and they had the bauble. I would like to play it first. We're just getting garbage hands, aren't we? This is terrible. Sure. Pay 3 life. Pay 1, yes. Black. And we got there. Well, that was the easy game. Now the hard one is the one where they're on the play. Presumably they have to mold to Leyline or a Peacekeeper. I don't think we're favored here at all. They have so many cards that just destroy us. Okay. Maybe we maybe we should have mulligan boarded harder into our pivot plan here. If we draw a Beseech, we can get a Goblin Charbelcher. Well, that's probably game. Yep. um. Yeah, I guess boarding into our pivot plan might have worked here. Ooh. Alright, well that... I regret my actions now. So, any Mana source lets us blow up the Archon, which is quite good. Mana source? Ooh, okay. Ah, that was stupid. We just took damage for no reason. What is in their hand? Oh, another Archon. We can Tendrils them. Next turn. That's pretty fun. Okay, I can't believe we got there. That was very silly. Alright, on to the next round. Okay, here we go again. This is... So we Informer ourselves. We target ourself with the Cabal Therapy. And then we're okay. Keep. Drop Emerald. Okay, they go turn one. Oof, we're not okay. Fuck. We are no longer okay. We lost the die roll. You don't lose the die roll, folks. Alright. Alright, if they don't wasteland us, we can we draw another black mana source, we can do something. Nope, they're gonna wasteland us. Okay. Let's try this again. You got a ping. Dark Ritual would be a great draw. Dark Ritual, please. Dark Ritual? Dark Ritual. Alright, this is a toughie. What the heck are they sitting on? So we can jam I think we just go for it. Cast play. This is a tough one. This still lets us try and draw a Dark Ritual to win next turn with our Balustrade Spy. Brainstorm. Sure. Okay. No. Alright, so we have to draw a Dark Ritual now. Dark Ritual? One time. No. Okay. Next game. They've got a pretty good Lurrus kind of mid-rangey plan here. They don't really even have to mulligan to leyline necessarily, so I think we just run it back. That was a real shame losing the die roll on that one, because we go first, we just jam with Pack back up and win. Very swingy deck. You can win the die roll on the game one. You're just so heavily favored. You don't, you're in a lot of trouble though. A lot of things just really stop you. Yeah, that turn one oof is brutal. Okay. Why? Ugh. Ugh. Jeez. We are getting some bad openers here. We gotta mull this. I think it's a key. I think we play it slow. Because they probably have a force of will. The goal is they counter this, and then hopefully we untap and spy and win off of a land. Yeah. Okay. So let's go to their turn. They've been to Lorien revealed. Yep, Misty, Emerald, no oof. Oh, fuck. Okay. That's a problem. White. Black, are you hard casting a Leyland? What's going on here? Sure. Alright. Yeah, those oofs are killing us. Dark Ritual, please. You're a little late, but sure. Okay, you're not what we're looking for. We could use some mana. Ah, second oof. Alright, so that opens up Dark Ritual as a win, right? They hit us for 4, we draw Dark Ritual, 3, 4 mana, counter their counter, play Spy, win? Yeah, that's fine. Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual. No! They have exactly enough to kill us now. Crap. The wrong ritual. Ugh. Okay. If they just pitch their hand, we die. Please don't pitch your hand. Oh, they only need that much. Yeah, we died. Next game. Alright, my Taco Bell is ordered, and now we've got the Nightmare rematch here into what we know is Lurrus Deathrite Shaman. Unfortunate thing about vintage queues is sometimes there aren't that many players, so you just kind of play the same person again, and they know what we're on, which is also very bad. So, like, we can jam here, but we can spend 3 cards, 3 cards here, I guess, to just get our Spy forced. I mean, they must have kept force. I don't know. Part of me is tempted just to go land, pass, spy, turn 2. Like, we're getting ourselves opened up to Wasteland anyway, right? The Tendrils is a dead card. Alright, let's see if they want to fight over a Dark Ritual. They do. Flusterstorm? Yep, that's fine. Okay. Let's play this. Dark Ritual. Cabal Ritual. Spy. Pitching Lorien, sure. Now we need to draw like a Dark Ritual, Mana Crypt, Black Lotus, that kind of thing. Same cards. Alright, well that's useful if we draw something helpful. But we still need one of those cards. Treasure Cruise? Lorien revealed. Sewers. Alright, this is getting risky here. I probably need to find what we want right here. So we just jam here. Dark Ritual. They spell pierce it. We packed it. We play the Spy. Target ourselves. Do 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 do. Trash Dread return, targeting our Oracle. 1, 2, 3. Alright, we finally got one of these. So, we can't board into our Tinker plan because we don't actually have any blue mana in this deck. If you're just tuning in randomly on round 4 here. I don't think like the sideboard pivots in this matchup are good enough. Like I could take out the Pax for Slasher, but like, is that actually good? Maybe it is. I don't know. I could take out the packs for slashers. But like if they decide to keep just like a force opener with no ley line, then gonna feel silly. I just don't think the slashers can act like, if assuming they board in graveyard hate, like the slashers they kill when they trade with like a frog, they just die, so I think we just run it back. And we hope for something like this. Sure. Leyline. No. I don't like the sound of that. Wasteland. So, oh boy. This feels like we should be able to get there. I think I want to start just by therapying them with Trawler, naming Force of Will. And we can go from there. Mental misstep. Okay. That is not ideal. That leaves us with 3, 4, 6 mana effectively. Let's see if they counter a Force of Black Lotus. So, Narcomoeba would be 2, so we'd have 1 blue. We don't have enough black. I assume if we play Undercity Informer, this just gets forced, right? Can't think of why else this hand would get been a keep. But I don't think we can just let them oof us again. I assume this gets forced. Okay. All right. So they had basically everything covered there. Oof. Shaman. Sure. We have no black mana. Yeah. Okay, we just pass. Saga, sure. So right now, if we play the Belcher, we're playing into Spell Pierce, and I don't love that. So I think we give it one more turn here. We do have cards we could draw. That would be helpful. No. That's still not good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. That still plays the Belcher into the Belcher in the Spell Pierce, which I don't love. Works. Oh, construct, sure. Okay, what you got? Grafdigger's Cage. Okay. They got a Force of Will, I guess? I don't know. I think we just have to pass again. Recall, yep. Oof would kill us here. Maybe we were too cowardly. I definitely feel dead now. I'll be back. My Taco Bell has arrived. Hey. Team, we gotta finish this match quickly so that I can eat my Taco Bell. That is not the worst card in the world. Four, 8, 9, 10. If they don't have another artifact, we can pitch the Narcomoeba, play the Belcher, and then we can use the 2 packs. So I think we do that. Yeah. So this is 4 mana. So they hit us for 4, their turn 8, 9, 10. That leaves us 1 short. And then in response to the packs, we can Belcher them. So we got to survive with 2 packs here. So we will Pact of Negation that. And then we will Pact of Negation that. And then they will do something. That Flusterstorm is going to get us. Yeah. We will pay for 2. Why am I doing this? I want to get to my Taco Bell. No. Just want to make sure my Belcher does not end up on the table somehow. Yeah. We are dead. Next game. Just got a little too late there. I don't think we change anything. I think we just jam. I'm not even sure if they're running, because they're running Lurrus. I'm not sure if they're even running Leyline, so I think we just jam into it. Probably should have picked up on that earlier, but sometimes even the Lurrus ones will run Leyline. Did they reveal Lurrus? They might not even reveal Lurrus. Yeah, they... Let's see if they reveal Lurrus here. I didn't even pay attention. This is all in, but we've got a Yawgmoth. 1, 2, 4. I don't love it. I don't love it, but it does let us kind of try and rebuild with the Yawgmoth. 1, 2, 4. We are 1 short of 7 mana, which would be the magical number here. No, we're 2 short. This is only 5 mana. What am I talking about? Oh, we only have 4 minutes left. We have been dilly-dallying. We could go for turn 1 kill. And if we don't get the turn 1 kill, if we draw a black mana source, we can go again. Is that good enough? I guess so. Okay. Do we just try and go for an unprotected win here? Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Yawgmoth. That doesn't work, does it? Do we just jam here? 3, 5, 2, 4, 5. That doesn't do anything, does it? Four, 5, 2, 4, 5. That doesn't do anything at all. Do we just pass? Is there a win? We can get, but not crack. We can replay the petal. So 3, 4, 5. So we get 4 mana. We play Yawgmoth, Cabal Ritual, 5 mana. Play Yawgmoth, go to 2 mana. Replay Petal, Dark Petal, 3 mana, 4, 5, 6. I think we are 1 short, right? I think we're 1 short. I was rushing there, maybe have done goofed. Maybe we just lose to a Collector Roof now. Definitely could. Blah. Alright. Well, they don't have an oof. I don't know what they do have, so I'm just going to pass. Assume whatever we do gets counter there. Stock up. Sure. Definitely feel like I should have mulled this one, though. Oh yeah, I'm not sure why I'm looking at Yawgmoth. There's a ley line in play. Doesn't do anything. Okay. I'm just clicking buttons at this point. Okay. Looks like we're dead, folks. Pretty bad matchup. Maybe I should have waited when I saw the cues were small and not got him the repair. Alright, that's good enough for me. Next match. Okay, okay, here we go again. We have not had much luck with not having these 5 cards in our hand. We've had them in our hand a lot. I mean, this is a turn 1 win if our opponent has absolutely nothing. They didn't reveal Lurrus. Like, we have mana. We have a turn 1 win. Actually, we don't have a turn 1 win. So, this one you gotta sacrifice it. We only get 3 Narcomoebas. We have to hit ourselves with the therapy, so we don't actually win. So we have to mulligan that. And that doesn't have a black mana source. But it is a turn 1 protected win if we get a black mana source. Fuck. I don't know if this is worth it. We've got quite a few black mana sources in our deck. The odds are decent, but they're not like at all guaranteed. I think we mull it, but I wouldn't mind just trying to get lucky with this hand. Yeah, because this is nothing. And this is also nothing. One, two, three. Yes. Alright, well I should have kept the other one, I guess. And just realizing we can't even... see what they got for us here. I'll feel better if it just didn't matter and they just destroy us turn 1 here. Sure. We died. Just want to see what they do. Alright, so I guess it's jewel shops. Unless they crack that bauble, we're pretty dead. I mean, we're dead regardless, but I would like a little confirmation it's jewel shops. Alright, I'm sleepy. We're just going to assume they figure this out. And they're just gonna run it back. That is not enough mana. I think we do just keep this. Oh wait, we thought we could jam the Sit Farmer. I was thinking we had 3 mana. We do not. Not that it. Hand was a lot worse than I was thinking in my head. Alright, let's see if they feel like countering this. We can only name one of Force of Will or Force of Negation, so I guess we go Negation. If they decided not to Force of Will our creature, then they got us, I guess. Yeah, they got a Force of Will. It was well played. They just got nothing. Okay. Dread return. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Next game. And I don't think the sideboard plan is at all useful. Actually, I am tempted to put in the Shieldreds. That card actually can be quite good against them. They draw a lot of cards. Sort of how they win. But they can also kind of just like... Alright, if I bring it in, what am I boarding out? Board out the Probe. Let's try that. If we can draw another mana source, this is turn 1 Spy with Therapy backup. Because Demonic Tutor gets Lotus, that's 4 mana, so we managed to draw another Cage, sure. So we can Therapy them and then play Belcher. Let's start with that. Let's play this one. Force of Will. Oh, I got a freaking Bithing Needle. Oh boy. That is brutal. Alright. So what is this play? Do I just Trawler hitting the needle, hoping they brick on a land for Tinker? Seems terrible. Or do I just take Sink into Stupor and just hope they brick on a land? Jeez. Ugh, oh boy. I kind of... We had... I think we have to try and get our frickin' children. We either get our Shieldred or a Lotus here, right? Let's see what they do. I could be convinced this was a stupid play. But we have more mana to draw into for the Belcher. If they sack the Grafdigger's Cage, we can try and win with Spy. Time Walk. Yep. Are they gonna tinker the cage? Needle? Yeah. Goblin Charbelcher? Or are they gonna name one of the critters? Yeah, it's Goblin Charbelcher. Okay. Oh, they drew a force. Alright, well, now we're dead. Sure. Oh wait, we just gave them a workshop for the... That was a little silly. That's not good. We need to draw a Tendrils. Tendrils, 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 Tendrils. Tendrils, Tendrils. Oh, they're gonna kill us. Yeah, we got no cards in the library and they got it. Okay, so we started off good. Had some good wins there. Then we played back-to-back. This happens in Vintage sometimes, not a ton of players in the queues. Lurrus Deathrite Shaman, Collector Oof, which I think is probably the most abysmal matchup we can play. They've got main deck Collector Oofs to stop our mana and main deck Deathrite Shamans, like a way of actually just stopping our combo main deck. They go turn 1 Deathrite Shaman and they can, you know, survive one turn there with a force or something. Then it's really hard to win through that. Both the Tendrils lines with Yawgmoth and the Oops lines are tough. So that was pretty brutal. And this one was a little unfortunate as well. Yeah, it was still fine. I mean, we didn't. I just don't really have much to say. I think we did a little better. I think we won 3-2 the last time I played this. So like, some of these could have gone either way. They were close, you know, game 3s. I think one of them I just mulliganed to Oblivion. I think against, was it Pepember? I think one of these I mulliganed just to Oblivion. Which can happen, I guess. Anyway, I think the deck's okay. This is to be missed game 1, this is a terrible sideboard plan, and these should not be in the deck. We have nowhere near enough blue mana to actually play these cards. Please do not let me play this package in this deck anymore. I think I just left it in, didn't really think about it from the first version of the deck, where I presumably at the very end said the exact same thing. This package here is just comically unplayable with no blue mana in the deck. You cannot resolve Tinker. The creature plan is, you know, is legit though. So I think if we replace this with like more support for the rest of this package, that would be fun. Yeah. Not too much to say, you know. Hope you enjoyed some of the games and they were interesting if you watched any of them. And yeah, if you missed it from the beginning and looking for any ideas for Final Fantasy cards, what are people wanting to see played on the channel? I'll be looking myself and doing some YouTube shorts to go over cards. But yeah, if you got any ideas, let me know down below. Alright, see you next time.